Hi again, fellow unlicensed thinkers. I wanted to talk about my big problem with materialism. And you'll definitely want to stay around till the end of this because that's where I get to the big question of how does materialism make sense? So bear with me for just a minute. I'm going to explain what I'm talking about, but I'm going to keep this video short so that it's real easy to stay to the end. And if you could go ahead and hit the like button for me, I can't quite reach that. Thank you very much. All right, so materialism says that everything, including consciousness itself, comes from physical matter and is a material process. Okay, but Panpsychism, and more of the metaphysical way of thinking, I guess you could say, says that everything, every atom every space in between the atoms, everything is imbued with consciousness, and consciousness is just fundamental to the physical or the spiritual, whatever. It's just fundamental to the nature of the universe. So in materialism, there's no room for magic. There's no room for metaphysics. The mind does not control the physical. Materialism just says, this is stuff, stuff makes up stuff, and somehow consciousness comes from that. So in Panpsychism, the mind and the physical are the same stuff. They have consciousness in them already. So it's not a stretch to say that one controls the other, because you say, well, I can move this object over here with my consciousness. I just happen to use my physical body to do it. But what directs that physical body to do it? Sorry, my shirt is uncomfortable here. I'm trying to fix that. All right. So in materialism, it can't explain how consciousness emerges from matter. It just says that you put enough matter together in a certain way, and all of a sudden you have this conscious entity, like myself, like you. And so it can't explain how that consciousness gets there, whereas Panpsychism is able to explain how it gets there, or to say that it's already there, that everything is conscious, so it's not a weird idea to think that we would be conscious. Now, okay, here's where my problem is with materialism. And I used to be a materialist. I kind of went on and off on my spirituality, but I've come to be more spiritual for sure. Because my problem with materialism is materialism would say that consciousness emerges from a bunch of food that you haven't pooped out yet. Right, so we eat food. That's where our bodies and everything comes from. That's what makes us up. And so consciousness has somehow emerged from a bunch of food that hasn't yet been pooped or expelled by the body. Now, that seems a little weird, right? So a bunch of chewed up and digested food waiting to be pooped is supposed to be contemplating its own existence. Now, that seems pretty magical to me. And that is my problem with materialism, is that there is a magical leap that has to happen somewhere in order for us to be thinking about stuff. So it absolutely seems magical that this pile of food that is just sitting there waiting to be pooped is somehow thinking about, well, how did I get here? Aside from being chewed and added to the collective of the body. So that's my problem with materialism. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. What do you think about materialism versus Panpsychism? And of course, be sure to hit like and share the video if you thought it was at least amusing. Have a great day.